Hey, let me see if I can be heard. Y'all know sometimes. Oh, okay. That was my test. One, two, three, four. Testing, testing, testing. We in this thing. Today is Wednesday, September 18th. Let me tell my little baby happy birthday. I just got in the office. Just got here. I know I'm late. I'm gonna catch that 8:40 time. I just have some things that I gotta get done before I run up on here. I try to give myself the upper hand on my day. Oh look, let me see. I'm doing some stuff. So yesterday, yesterday I went live. Yesterday morning I went live. And I was live for like an hour and 27 minutes. This how petty, this how petty the bus life sector is. Y'all let me be live for an hour and 27 minutes, and all y'all heard was the live music. And nobody was like, no sound, Farmer Nancy, no sound, Big Nancy. So that told me I had a bunch of trolls and lurkers over here, which is cool. It's cool. I'm glad that everybody is coming and been wanting to check out the Bus Life Agricultural Department and what we have going on over here. Thank y'all for coming, supporting. Um, Today is just gonna be like a little chit chatty kind of day. Yesterday when I was live, I was talking about everything that was going on in the sector in roundabout ways. This sector is so kind of weird because it's kind of branched itself off um, into and spiked itself off into different groups and everything. It's very interesting. So us here at the us urban agrarians. So I found a name for it. We are the urban agrarians. Us over here in the urban agrarian department of the bus life sector. We just been chilling. We just been chilling, taking in information. Uh-oh, I did tell. So I told y'all that did I tell y'all we was in trouble? Y'all, my bad. Sorry. I got in trouble. Moonlight was mad. She told me she told me not to tag her no more. She said, I tagged you 5 times. She said, you tagged me 5 times. I thought you was the head of the troll nation. I'm like the annoying little cousin. I'm like the worst ever. The worst ever. I'm like aggravating, annoyingly aggravating. Oh man, that's just because I play too much. She said I tagged her 5 times. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to, Give her some digital currency. That's I was leaving digital currency on her channel. You know what I'm saying? Dropping some meaningful and purposeful comments over there. Sure. No. I already said patience is a virtue. But anywho, we passed that. We here now. I got some hey Lonnie. I got some stuff that I want to share with y'all because I had realized something and I didn't get to. Oh, look, it's up there on the screen. Aha. Let's listen to this real quick.
So you guys had interaction before, during the rain dance type thing when Rainy was still cool with with the Wabbit and the Wabbit network and all of that.
Well, I didn't have no interaction with her or any issue with her at all. Um, but until that moment, but the whole time I was cool with Rainey, she had issues with Rainey, which ain't had nothing to do with me. So I would see what she was doing, and you know, it ain't got nothing to do with me, so I ain't got nothing to say about it. But I had a lot of ammo about that, and I knew Rainey could use it because I seen a lot of things that she was doing. So I knew that when she did say something about me, I knew that Rainey would have wanted to use some of the stuff I got. See what she was doing, and you know, it ain't got nothing to do with me, so I ain't got nothing to say about it. But I had a lot of ammo about that. And I knew Rainey could use it because I seen a lot of things that she was doing. So I knew that when she did say something about me, I knew that Rainey would have wanted to use some of the stuff I got.
Oh, okay. Shit.
Y'all like to move the goalposts and fix shit the way y'all want it to sound so y'all can try to cherry pick who y'all want to have problems with. He just cherry picked me because at the time I was making that bitch Rainy cry.
The whole time I was cool with Rainey, she had issues with Rainey, which ain't had nothing to do with me. So I would see what she was doing, and you know, it ain't got nothing to do with me, so I ain't got nothing to say about it. But I had a lot of ammo about that. And I knew Rainey could use it because I seen a lot of things that she was doing. So I knew that when she did say something about me, I knew that Rainey would have wanted to use some of the stuff I got.
I didn't. Now look, I find it interesting that um this man also out his mouth said that I was making content. I was fucking her up, boy. I had that bitch hyperventilating. So if I'm going back and forth with Rainy, I'm having an issue with another woman on here. Why would a man be collecting ammo against me for her in the event that I ever said something about him? That is some sassy shit. I am completely confused. I think that we are going to have to revisit the Wabbit origins and politics because somewhere deep down in there is a issue that I must have overlooked. I think the issue is there was something going on there. I don't know no man that care enough to collect information on other people for a person unless they give a fuck about that person. That's just me. But my problem is that this man was collecting a folder, a wolder, had a wolder. Once you said not from it was like yes, I said that. And see, CC, I'm glad you here, CC, because this was a conversation between me and you, and it just so happened that and I had to go back and look because the way he made it seem we was the whole conversation was just about him being um uh shit, just a creep. Because I don't want to use no words that would re-anger the situation. But I had to look into this after he and Moonlight decided to go back over my interview with Moonlight. And so I really want to say thank you to her for letting me know that all the things that I thought were actually real in reality. Because there should have been no reason that he should have had been making no folders on me collecting any type of my videos to use as ammo for what? That means this is the type of person that he is. He's actively online looking for people to ridicule in the event that they ever have something to say about him. Now, how fucking long do y'all think he was waiting for me to finally say something about him? And I never said nothing about him out of my mouth. I wasn't on Lonnie's panel. I wasn't yep, yep. He the type of man that will help you that will help his women beat you up instead of breaking up the fight. Exactly. So I just wanted to make everybody aware that yes, when it comes, especially when it comes to this Rainy and Selena thing and her following Selena around on YouTube, like this is what they were. This we went over the origin and politics of the Wabbits. This is what they have been doing. This is what they do. This is what they're going to continue to do. Now, he felt some kind of way when I said, "Oh my God, is he gonna dox me?" Well, because he said he had a Walder. What's in the Walder? I don't know, but we're just supposed to take his word that the only thing in the Walder is videos from off of YouTube. Yeah. Okay. ah, woo. So when I told y'all, I had sent a little wabbit trap over there to them moonlighters, this is what it is. But when you try so hard to when you go so far out of your way to aggress other people, sometimes you fuck up. You slip up. Uh Ooh, Miss Eve cussed out my dad, mama on Moonlight's panel Mother's Day weekend. I didn't cry and ask for a review of what happened. I know what happened. Exactly. Yes, he did flag. Well, I'm gonna show you. Let's play why he flagged my channel. Uh so this is all I said about the situation. I just said, see, let us find out he from Epstein Island. Meaning like, damn, he doing a lot of depraved shit on this internet. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of demeaning, fucked up things he was saying and talking about when it came to Lonnie, and it just threw me for a loop. But then once I heard him saying that if this is something that Facts could do, I could do it too. That just made me think this is the type of person that just preys on other people. He think he can just abuse people, and I don't think that's cool. So that was my opinion. That's what the fuck I had to say. And instead of coming and asking me what I meant, like a person with common sense, he chose to reach down into that Walder and straight up attack me by saying that I do bestiality, which even further doubled down on my thoughts about him, because who the fuck just sits around talking about bestiality? And another thing, I think that Moonlight should have been fair enough to actually play the stuff that he was saying. Exactly. Good morning, FT. Good morning, you guys. I just want to share, and I even said, see, I ain't even want to say it, man, because it's wild out here in these streets. I have something else to show you guys. Hey, Queen. Hey, free thinkers. Lonnie's here. Cece's here. I'm glad y'all made it. Yesterday, I was just over here talking my ass off. Y'all can hear me today, right? Y'all can hear me today, right? Okay, because yesterday I was over here really talking my ass off. I had been listened to some videos and everything. When I went back to and who doesn't listen to their stuff? At least, I mean, especially like if I interview a person, I'm gonna want to at least, hear that. So I might want to elaborate on their content. So I don't like to be you. Don't use me. Oh man. Hold on. Let me share my screen again. Uh let me see. Share screen. Oh, you want me to tell you what I realized? Oh shit. Oh my god. Let me I realized that in that chat, because I have the recorded chat, I realized Miss E was in the chat when I said that. When I made that comment. So now I be thinking, man, they wow. This is what they do. And as urban agrarians, as farmers, ranchers, food producers, and livestock producers, it is our job to properly handle pests, vermin, rodents, rabbits, things that can destroy our landscaping, you know? Oh, this is the reason. This is the content that was flagged. I'm about to share it with y'all. Wabbit's political free speech violation.
Yeah. I also want to say this. When it comes to Regina, content creators, think very carefully. Okay. Think hard. She can't go to nobody that's affiliated with Kwame and have a voice. So the audience, Kwame's audience, she can't go nowhere where they are and be heard. It's only the Wabbits left. So the only people that allow her in her in on their platforms is platforms because the Wabbits support those platforms. And that's the only places that she can go is places where the Wabbits support. And that's who the audience she's gonna want to fucking talk to because she's gonna want to be heard because she's gonna want to say shit about me.
King Wabbit is preoccupied. Is very, very preoccupied. So I want all the content creators to know he's giving orders. Okay. This man just said that all you content creators need to be very careful. Okay. Letting Queen Regina up on y'all panels. All right. Because the only place she going is places where the Wabbits be at. So if y'all listen to this man, and this is what real grown ass people is on this internet doing.
Me and in hopes of me responding, and then the Wabbits is gonna be in her chat whenever she responds to me or says something about me. That's what she wants. So if she goes to y'all platform, she's going to speak to the fucking Wabbits. Audience you will not get outside of me. So Dave, Lester, all the other people that are now fucking with the Wabbits and got Wabbit support, she's gonna use you niggas to full her agenda. And that's gonna be a problem with me. Don't be used.
Don't be used.
Because the only reason why you niggas is getting used is because of The Wabbits audience, nigga. Don't be
So
used.
obviously he think
Them niggas
everybody.
was over there with facts. They was over there with
Oh,
Mondo
sorry,
Black
sorry,
TV.
FT, my bad.
Those is the
We
main
did
places
say
that can go
we
to be
missed it
heard.
yesterday. Hold
Them niggas
on.
ain't there no more. Them niggas ain't there no more.
We
And that's
decided
not the
that he
same
was a man, a win. I
audience.
don't know
So
what the fuck to call it. Sorry.
and make it worse.
Sorry, y'all. I'm buffering. I can't. Y'all doing too much. Let me stop. Let me...
Wabbits don't be wanting to hear from her. So it's almost like
Sound like he got a problem
she just
with
know they
rabbits.
have to listen to her because they're there. Lady.
It's the war. It's the war for me. It's the fact that he. It's the fact that he keep going to war. Who you going to war with? Any content creators that let Queen Regina up on their panel? Like, who the fuck are you? What kind of oppressive shit is that? Like, freedom of speech is not a real thing. Like, I didn't know that when we come on this YouTube, we lose all our for real life rights. Like, what? I'm confused. And the fact that that them wabbits sit up over there letting King Wabbit say this kind of shit and include them like they some type of ganged up group, and they don't be like, no, we're not doing that, bro. I'm not finna be a terrorist because that's what the fuck it is. Y'all going around terror, going around stop. Oh no, I can't stop. Cut it out. Cut it out. Oh, that's crazy. Those men just on this, just on this spirit, but they're gonna have a problem with the wabbits. Yeah, it's I thought because that's out on the meal ticket panel line on me. I said, yes, that's why I was like, why is he coming at her like that? Like just anybody. I think I just don't appreciate it. I think I just don't appreciate it, especially after hearing that this nigga had a folder, a wolder. He created a wolder on me simply because I was going back and forth. I was going. It wasn't no back and forth because this bitch was scared to say my name. I would have put her in the dirt, straight smooth, composted her. Like I did. Turn around and grew herbs on that. Yeah, that's why. That's why. But I would just like everybody to recognize how important the urban agrarian is, okay? Because we were actively being watched by the Wabbit King. And he didn't even think it was cool to share our agricultural content. He was just looking for ammo. That is sad. He's a sad spirit. So I had to go ahead and create Wabbit Prep High School so that we can teach any incoming Wabbits how to do the right thing, how to be better, how to have some type of honor, courage, and commitment to integrity. So that's what we learning today. They're gonna learn today.
Gonna be war out this motherfucker. So, like I said, we got another one.
The girl I've known in the sector that don't take showers, bro. That change clothes after sweating in the hot sun for hours, put on clean clothes and go to the mall. Still sweating. That's not a woman, bro. That's an animal. So, woman, bro. And then she plays with animals, so you don't bathe, and then you dealing with actual farm animals and shit. Like, you probably smell like all kind of shit. So I'm not with that. This nigga don't know what it's like to be a lady since she was in high school. And her whole adult life, she been a piece of shit, nasty bitch. You feel me? They don't even know how to groom herself. She can't put on makeup, can't put on lipstick. She don't know how to do none of that shit, nigga.
He gotta come show me. So now, ladies, we need we need for King Wabbit to come show us how to get dolled up. Now we want a fucking how-to video. We want to know how to put on makeup. We want to know how to put on lipstick. He needs to give us a step-by-step tutorial. He did flag my channel. He flagged my channel because he was on here talking about I don't know how to put on makeup. Nigga, do you? And if you do, come show me. Oh, this should be funny to me because the reach be phenomenal. How hard we try, how hard we go out our way to reach for things out here in these streets.
Bitch don't know the definition of dolled up. She might as well just be a dyke.
Oh my God. What? He said I might as well just be a dyke. What does that mean? It felt that word hit like the F-bomb. I was like, oh my God, is he aggressing the LGBTQ plus IA community? Shit. It's a little homophobic there. Woo. And I don't know no man that still calls studs dykes. So I'm concerned, y'all. I'm concerned about the Wabby King. It's very important that we do a full review. I'm glad that Moonlight was able to trap him so that we was able to tag him and re-release him back out into the wild and track his movements. We've created a King Wolder. The fuck? This shit is funny. I'm sorry. I will not be groups ever again. We are adults with our own minds and decisions. Yes, the Wabbit King. It's the voice change for me. I did find, I had actually, Queen Regina, I had this, he flagged my shit because I had put this up before I knew you even had an issue with it. So when they was talking about it, I was like, what is they talking about? And then when you was like, you talking about he waged war, I was like, oh, I just clipped that. He flagged my channel for that clip. That's because he did. He was letting all the content creators know, nigga, I'm calling y'all out. I'm coming for y'all channels if y'all let Queen Regina go on your shit. And that is not cool. That is crazy. That is crazy. Look, he said, look, let me let this shit finish playing.
Plain face, plain Jane, right? But she don't know how to do none of that shit, nigga. Makeup, none of that shit. She ain't like, bro. That nigga's primitive. This motherfucker, she still fucking knock rocks together to make fire and shit. You gotta see this motherfucking old Neanderthal bitch, bro. You gotta see this Neanderthal bitch, bro. The only thing modern about this bitch is her clothes. Cause you like, nah, well, bitch move like a caveman. Everything she do like a caveman. She even talk like a caveman. But her clothes is modern. So you like, well, shit, she can't be from the past because she got on, modern day clothes. Everything about this bitch primitive, nigga. She ain't evolved yet. Like, fucking stupid shit, bro. Y'all gotta listen to that motherfucker talk. I advise y'all to go over there and listen to that motherfucking farming ass nigga talk, nigga. You swear this motherfucker speaking animal. You can't learn shit from a motherfucker that's illiterate. Like, bro, you just need to do labor work, bro. You just quit. Because all they do is cry and compare to the fucking animals. Oh, about this. Y'all niggas don't want the problem, y'all want the clout, nigga. Y'all niggas don't want the problem, y'all want the clout. Okay? But this ain't the clout you want, and I ain't gonna give you the clout you want. It's the beginning of the end of that shit. Y'all niggas gonna be clout reaching, nigga. Clout reaching. You ain't gonna get it. Every minute, this bitch keep putting something and trying to tag me in it and all type of shit, trying to get me to respond to her. Like, ain't that what you did to Rainy for like a year? You ain't get no response from me. And don't try to bait no rabbits to give you no clout neither, because that ain't happening.
Nuh-uh, CC. I'm not gonna get in trouble. Y'all just heard the King Rabbit himself say, I'm not gonna get no clout off him. He not responding, and can't no rabbits take the bait. It's no rabbits taking the bait. So we good over here. This is a safe space over here at the Bus Life Agricultural Department. Why? Because we got them traps. We got that rabbit poison. We got nets. We got everything we need. Y'all did. We got clubs. So once you snatch their ass up by the legs, you club them right behind the back part of the neck, right there behind at the base of the skull. Whack! You hit them with that stick, and them motherfuckers go fucking shaking and flopping around and shit like that. They be fucked up. Then they just slowly die. So they so we good. You know what I'm saying? Everything's good. We already got. So that's why I was confused and baffled when they tried to do the switcheroo play on me over there in Troll Nation. So that's why I was like, nah, they trying to troll me. But we have a place for trolls over here at Big Nancy's Ranch. It's on the on the Bluff 880 on the back acreage under that bridge next to that water source is where we keep all our trolls. And we just call the trolls to come fetch us water when we need to water the crops. Okay, so we are good. I just wanted to put this out there. I wanted everybody to be able to see these statements because at this point it would just be aggressive uh rabbit tactics. What we call it, intimidation tactics, because they do a lot of group thinking. So we already know he had been targeting me because of Rainy, and he wanted to keep ammo on me just in case I ever said something about him. And it just so happened he picked some shit. He went off. I'm gonna play that too. Yeah, we outside. I got a lot of this is who the Wabbits follow. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. I can't hold y'all accountable to taking proper notes. If I Y'all got me. Y'all right. Y'all right. But we just wanted to establish that that was real. Let me see. I might have to what's the name over here? Let me see. We had a pretty good meeting yesterday. Hold on, y'all. I might have to close that. Play it from here. It's airplanes playing. Exactly. It was a double team. Wasn't nobody helping me. There was nobody helping me make content, fun, entertaining, laughable content about Rainy. So why was he building boulders? Mm, 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 mm. That is creepy. Okay, Wabbit Geographic. Y'all write this down for class. Wabbit Geographic. This is about farm animal sex. Hold on. This is very important because I feel like if Moonlight was gonna review that and talk about him, I don't recall him apologizing or being accountable for none of the things he said to me. I do realize that when we were on that interview with me and Moonlight, he came up there to try to give me some clarity and understanding, but I don't remember or recall where he was seeming as if what he said wasn't cool. Never at no time. And so I think that it was unfair of her to help him fight his battle against me by not sharing exactly what it is that he had to say about me. She just said he said some connotations about her with animals. No, this is what he said.
Now all you niggas names coming out. You niggas gonna have to explain why is it okay for Cornbread to call me a motherfucking pedophile, but we don't support that type of shit. I'm putting you niggas names out here. Oh, and Farmer Nancy, is this?
He always asking why it's okay for somebody else to do something to him, but he can't do such. All I hear is this person, this Wabbit King. He is a terrible, terrible governor of the Wabbits. The Wabbits need a new king. I am going to put in a request to speak to somebody else. I need another liaison from the Wabbit Kingdom. I need to speak. Is there a Wabbit queen, or is there like a Wabbit magistrate, a Wabbit consult? We need to speak to somebody else from the Wabbit Kingdom because they need to stage a coup because the Wabbit King is completely off the rails. He is not doing the right thing by the Wabbit Parliament. He always wants somebody to come and fight his battles and be like, is it okay? You guys go out into the world and figure this out for me. No, nigga, what is you talking about? What? And see, this goes back to all the things that he was doing in that damn Wabbit hutch. So a lot of this shit don't have nothing to do with nobody. This is the kingdom that he created. He got his stuff stuck over there in the Wabbit Kingdom.
Is this what we doing?
Yep.
Farmer Nancy, do we allow niggas to call other niggas pedophiles because you don't like them?
I don't know.
Because you got a bigger page, you got a following.
He got a bigger page and a bigger following than me, y'all. So Why would he be worried about what I say over here? I'm glad he's not, because he said I can't get no clout. And the Wabbits will not be doing any bait taking. All right. So go tell everybody.
And I need to know if this is what farmers support. I want to know if this was farmers support.
Exactly,
because I heard a
Lonnie.
lot of things about people on farms. I heard people fuck sheep, goats, pigs. I heard niggas sleep with the fucking animals on farms. Is that true for you? Have you ever had a horse put his dick up in you? Because they do that on farms. I've seen that shit on video, nigga. Would I be able to go on one of these motherfucking woman fucking horse? Would I be able to see a farming ass on one of them motherfucking videos? Or do you know somebody that's been fucked by a horse before? You telling me you ain't hear one story of a nigga fucking a sheep on a farm where you grew up? You ain't heard one story of a bitch getting fucked by a horse on a farm where you grew up. You telling me you ain't never heard them stories? You ain't never heard them stories on a farm about niggas fucking the animals. You telling me you ain't never heard of that? You telling me there wasn't one person ever around all these farms? You ain't hear, yo, that nigga over there done fucked a sheep before. Yo.
Heck Money says she was finger popping a pig.
That nigga done got caught fucking a pig. You telling me you ain't never hear not one of those stories?
He watches animal porn. That's what I said. I was like, damn, nobody is watching. For him to think this is his clapback, Lonnie, this was his clapback for whatever the fuck him and Cornbread had going on. And I was like, damn, everybody is tripping. I don't know what's going on. This is some deviant shit happening around here. Let us find out he from Epstein Island. And this nigga turned around and started talking about farm sex and farm animals and farm porn. Like, what the fuck? Moonlight did herself a disservice. She should have played this shit.
One of those stories, you a fucking liar if you don't. If you try to tell me you ain't never heard those stories about a farm, if you ain't telling me that there wasn't at least one person in your motherfucking life that you done heard that story about, you's a motherfucking liar.
I have never. Who? No. The fact that he was saying, if you tell me it's not one person in your life that you've heard that about in my life, like in my life that I've heard, no, that's not true. What the fuck was he talking about? And everybody was over there just in the comments like none of this shit was happening.
You know what comes with living on a motherfucking farm? Those stories. Those stories come with living on a farm.
Do they?
So now, would you like that because I know this type of shit happens on a farm, that farmer Nancy is the bitch getting fucked with horse dick?
How does he know that those things is happening on a farm? Like Lonnie said, he just said, I fucking seen it. He's seen it.
Because it's possible. It's not like you can say, that can never happen. Yes, it can happen, nigga. Bitches on farms fuck horses. Fuck you mean? Are you one of them kind of bitches on the farm that fuck horses? That's all I'm saying. You wouldn't. Oh, okay. Well, hey, you in the chat. You seem like you okay with this type of shit.
Miss Eve was in the chat too. And, so does she fuck horses? Man, I don't know. Maybe alligators. She down there in the swamp.
This what they promote. This what they promote. I'm saying. You fuck around. You live in a barn. Oh man, listen, Linda, listen. Bro, it's not like it ain't a thing. And mind you, it's not a thing for a nigga like me who is in a city or a woman that's in a city. Why? Because we don't got no fucking farm. People that fuck animals and horses and shit like that, they're not people like me because I don't have access to that shit. But people like you who got access to that shit might try it. So it's not like, even when I'm speaking on it, nigga, you can't put it on nobody like me. Nobody around me, nigga. But I could definitely put it on you, because I search right now with a woman fucking a horse, and I bet you it's nothing but barn videos and farm videos. They ain't fucking a horse in no city.
Thank you. Thank you, Lonnie. Thank you. This is what you call ignorance. This is what you call ignorance. The Wabbit King didn't know nothing about me. He ain't know shit about me. So he just jumped out the window and started saying random, disgusting shit out of his mouth because this is the type of person this is the type of wabbit animal that he is, okay? And he thought that we was just gonna never play it again. No, nigga, no. According to his logic, he did not say that I fuck horses. Cool, we'll accept that. But you still said all the other things that you said. All I said was, see, let us find out he from FC Island. And look at this shit. Everything I do age well. Yes, Mr. Man. I am in the city. My farm is a city farm.
These horses ain't fucking these women in no motherfucking suburbs. They out on a motherfucking farm, nigga, in the middle of nowhere. Fucking horses. Fucking sheep and fucking pigs. On acres and acres and acres of fucking land. So it's places where you from that people fuck horses. That women take that horse stick and put it in their motherfucking vagina. It's places where you from. And if you Google it right now, all you gonna see is farms. You ain't gonna see no motherfucker on a city street getting fucked by a horse.
It was all good during sexual Saturdays until until Queen said something. He didn't even have a problem with sexual Saturdays. He said he was participating. All they had to do was chill. It was just them lowering women's defenses so they could pray on them. I don't know what the fuck was going on. I'm just what? But this is the Wabbit King.
Every time you see that shit, it's gonna be on a farm, Farmer Nancy. So don't try to tell me that you don't know that women on farms eat fucking horses.
I don't.
I just hope that you ain't one of them. But I can't say that you ain't.
Hey, cornbread.
You love that farm so much, you probably love them horses. But anyway, this type of slander is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. But I'm gonna just let it play out so y'all can hear all the fuck shit they were saying, and then I'm gonna move on.
Wild. I had a response for that. Hold on. I had a response for that. Is this it? I got a lot of videos. Well, the reason I shared that, y'all. It's the reason I shared that. Don't you start. I gotta go to my community, y'all. I've been sharing stuff. Is this it? Is that it? Ooh, so did anybody see the PBS special yesterday? I bet you he won't. Did anybody see the? Is that 433? No, that's it. Is this it? I think this is it. Is this it? I think this is it.
But
no, that's not it.
okay. Well,
cow. And I do love my cow, Zella. She's a nice little
Man, this bitch called me weird. Wow. Where you grew up?
Oh yeah, here you go.
Have you ever had a horse?
Is this the part where I told him that's
me
sad?
Heard that story.
Is this where I called?
Let me put it on you, cause see, no one.
He was raging.
And she hide behind all the men and turning them crazy.
Yeah.
She got them out here doing the most.
Yep.
Gotta be, man. Now y'all out here saying, "Oh, come on, y'all."
Exactly.
Come on, y'all. We doing revisionist history, like a double entendre. So I couldn't be. Wait, no, you need to go think about stuff that I've done before.
It's a part I want y'all to hear.
Let's be. This was cold.
I said this was cold.
You got kicked out the weirdo club. On YouTube.
They got kicked out the YouTube, like Lonnie be saying. It's YouTube.
Story. And that
I can't find it.
It don't have to be sexual.
Oh, here you go.
It can just be deviance, lying upon people, being mischievous. You know what I'm saying? Damn, my nigga. You tried to drag a bitch. You tried to drag a city farmer. Yeah.
He did. He tried to drag me.
Light my ass up.
Yeah.
Light that ass up. Light that ass up. You just trying to light my ass up.
Can't get me.
Behind a good line, boss.
Can't get me.
Stop it. You know what I mean? And shit, man. Anyway, this what they promote. I'm saying. You fuck around, you live in a barn. Oh man, listen, Linda, listen. Bro, it's not like it ain't a thing. And mind you, it's not a thing for a nigga like me who is in the city or a woman that's in the city. Why? Because we don't got no fucking farm. And that's so sad because in the black community, how we feeding ourselves? We inner city people. Ain't no farms. That's nutrition oppression, sis. To not have no farms inside the city and urban communities where the black people are marginalized and vulnerable. Y'all hungry. This why right here y'all on the internet talking to each other like this. And I'm just trying to find out if people is from some island where it's fucking, what's the word we've been using for this shit? Deviance. Just deviance. It don't have to be sexual deviance. It can just be deviance. Lying upon people. Being mischievous. You know what I'm saying? Damn, my nigga. You tried to drag a bitch. You tried to drag a city farmer. Yeah. I'm sorry that it's not no farms in your city. I apologize. I want to try to be a blueprint, a prototype, and help with that. It's not just me. It's a lot of us out here. You know what I'm saying? I can send my people, hook up with my people. I be sharing information about my people. Oh
man. So I just wanted to play that, y'all, so that everybody would know that I did react to that commentary about myself a year ago at least. So there was no need for Moonlight to try to speak for me or my husband because I had already said, nigga, you wasn't talking about me because my farm is in the city. So you sound crazy as fuck over there. See, you didn't know me. So I just want to let everybody know nobody should be worried about any wabbits because they are just a trifling group of pesky vermin that Farmer Nancy is got nets, traps, poison. We got trenches we can dig. We gonna release some pythons out, some big snakes. So wrap their asses up and suck them down into. I'm just playing. Y'all stop letting me do this kind of stuff on this damn YouTube. Stop letting me do this kind of shit on this damn YouTube. Did anybody were y'all here when I played I am girl, I am. Uh I was talking about my PBS special. I don't know if everybody saw. That was another thing yesterday. I was talking about I wasn't able to what's the name? To get my shit going. Let me drop this little link right here. See if Queen Regina's still around here. Let her come and say what's up to me real quick. I didn't want to do no interview with her. I just want to chat and say hey, because we've never chatted before. Let me see. We ain't never really chatted before. And I ain't never had no bad interactions or no problems with Queen Regina. I always wondered about I'm gonna get in trouble. I just always wondered about the biz or bust thing and how that all went down. But I never have her say nothing wild to me. Hold on. Um, hey,
Hello,
Queen.
hello. Hey, Mama Nancy. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I see something uploading, recording, stay in studio. I don't know what these new settings like on this thing. You told me a while back before this incident even occurred that you had some questions for me, so I'm here to answer whatever I can.
Yeah, I did. Well, I wanted to ask you if you remember the biz or bust that we had that Kwame Brown did. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember that. And you remember recently with the other situation came up by the doxing, and it was discovered I was never in the riff room, but I had been contacted about some of the issues going on as his administrator. I was notified, but I remember, yes.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to ask, do you remember him saying to everybody on his YouTube channel that they should go over to Riff because they're going to be doing a biz or bust Shark Tank like competition?
Yes, I
Okay.
remember.
So I just wanted to add, well, because a lot of people assumed that it was a donation, that he had just given me money as a donation for my farm. When in actuality, if it's a pitch
It was a
competition,
competition.
yes, ma'am, it was a
You had to
competition.
compete. Yes.
I had to compete for that. So on the merits of my business, the Riff lady from Riff, I still have that cash app from Miss Cara Katz from Riff where she sent me the $500.
Now, didn't you all vote? Because I thought it was a vote taken after the competition.
I'm not sure if they
Uh-huh.
voted. I
Mhm.
think they did maybe voted. Everybody was asked and was able to put in their input, and
Right.
then they reached out to me and let me know that I had won. So I hopped on Riff and I talked to Kwame for maybe like a minute or two. Now,
Hmm.
this is my question. I remember that when he put that out there, he said that he would share it with everybody. So it's something that they could share and we could share and learn from one another.
Hmm.
Do you ever recall Kwame Brown sharing any of my content?
No. I really, with me, I knew you from um, Mr. Skinny's. You didn't come over to the main Bus Life chat much, but you did participate in the riff, the business part of you was more of business. How what are we gonna do in the community? You stood out as somebody that was really into the community. And you didn't come around for the mess, from my memory.
Right. I appreciate that. So my issue, again, I have another question, was when things started getting heated with you and Mr. Skinny and Kwame and everything.
Hmm.
I was concerned because my business, I had just won the Biz or Bust. And so
Hmm.
he had not shared any of my content with anybody like he said he would. But there was a lot of issues and stuff rolling up. So when he asked if he was being a hypocrite by meeting with Charleston White and you and Skinny were going back and forth, I took his panel and I did
Hmm.
say, yes, I was trying to say that he was being a hypocrite just because, listen, I just won this competition. My
Hmm.
business is attached to what you're doing, and all of a sudden, this is going left. So, what are we doing? He didn't even let me
Hmm.
ask that. He just immediately cut me off, dropped me, and just started defaming my business. He said I needed a celebrity to come and do the work for me. I didn't know what it was like to work at colleges or work with kids. He really
Hmm.
defamed my business. And I'm like, well, how can you say any of that if I just won a Shark Tank like competition? Am I
Hmm.
am I wrong to think that way?
Well, see, the thing is, Nancy, for me to honestly answer that, I would have had to be in Riff.
Right.
I wasn't there. And so just from knowing you, I could assume you wasn't a part of what was happening that was didn't sound like business to me, Nancy.
Right.
And did you know about all of that stuff? Because, like I say, it was presented to me. And if all of that was going on, and then this thing with Skinny, and this, it just sounded like a lot of unprofessional stuff was going on. And you had expectations, but I just don't know where those expectations came from if you saw and witnessed what was going on in the riff room. And I wasn't there.
Well, I was there, and I can tell you that the riff room did start to split up. And so it started to split up um because when Kwame would say everybody go over to the riff room, we would have an influx of bodies. So it was a bunch of people. Like the app
Hmm.
crashed because it was a beta app. It was still being beta tested. He was being
Hmm.
asked to, use it as a test. It was a new app. Um, so it would be a lot of new people that would come into the riff room that weren't a part of the business networking and
Hmm.
how we had kind of just been sharing each other's stuff. We had a lady in there that had a yacht, her own
Hmm.
yacht. She had got help getting it running. She hadn't been able to run it in like months, and somebody talked her through it in the riff. So when he would come over with the influx of people would linger. And so it got to the point to where a lot of the lingerers started to change the dynamic of the riff room. So
Hmm.
all of that was happening while he was trying to get people to go to the riff. And so when he presented the Biz or Bust, that was on him. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
Now, was this other, and you got to, because you all are giving me history, and like I said, I'm glad to look at a lot of these old videos. What I was going to ask you, I don't know. I lost my train of thought, but it was something. It'll come back to me. Because that room, from what I was hearing, I'm just trying to figure out, like you say, it was the lingering on. I just don't, again, when there's no oversight, that room, and I was so glad not to even be a part of it because, again, I would have been blamed for that, which they were blaming me for everything I
I
had
don't
nothing to do with.
I don't think you would have been blamed for that. I don't think
Hmm.
you, and I think that's why it was presented to you what was going on in there so
Hmm.
that we could clean it up and keep it clean. So instead of just staying in there and having it be such a big problem and an issue, we just
Hmm.
there was the group of us that was already, kind of networking and doing stuff. We just left. We just made another room, but that became an issue. So it was like this was what his riff room had just started to become. So a lot of the mods, I was a moderator in there, we just moved away and just people just kind of followed us where we went. Not followed us like that, but
Hmm.
we tried to separate the fun and all of that extra, like you say, the unprofessional stuff. There was a attempt to reach out and let everybody know what was going on in the room and then separate that because like you say, we can't force people to be a kind of way or do a thing. So if this is what
Hmm.
you guys want to do and you guys want to be a part of the shenanigans and the backing out and whatnot, we're gonna leave y'all to it and we're just gonna move on and move along. So that's what happened. It
Well,
just
Nancy, I wouldn't use the word force, but if you have a state of parameters and standards for what we are meeting in this room for, that's why I don't go to a lot of these groups, in my own life, because if it starts to go left, like I have, okay, PTSD group, yes, we have fun and we keep it professional. We don't go off into no deep, dark subjects, and it just was
but
surprising.
there was no deep dark subjects. I don't know what you mean
Oh,
by that.
who was writing a book and all this stuff?
Well, Miss Regina, that don't have nothing to do with the people in the riff room. That is a individual person's um that's I don't want to call it a hobby because she was a
Okay.
writer and that was her thing. She did write erotica. That was her thing. So
And
if
that was her business, right? I
yes,
mean, it did. You could have any kind of business to be
yes,
there.
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
She was an
Mhm.
author, and so she was sharing her content, and she chose to write a novel, an erotic novel about a subject that she felt like she wanted to write about. So that wasn't something that was deep and dark, and whatever judgments people made on that, that's coming from them.
Well, they
So
took a whole life and it. You know how they do with narratives, Nancy.
take a
They
life
tried
of
to
its
make the
own.
riff room all about that,
Right. So
and
that's what I was
yes.
saying.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
they tried to make the riff room, they were trying to make the riff room all about something that it wasn't. And instead of
Okay.
it being about an author who was trying to gain support or, just put her craft, her
That
creative.
was her competitive. That's what she presented in the competition.
Yes, ma'am. So
Okay, thank you for clarity. See, you know how the false narratives went. But if
yes,
she's an author and that was her small business, and she presented that as her, something to be voted on, I don't know why it took the narratives that is did. Just like on top of all this stuff we've heard since last Mother's Day, this sex stuff, Nancy, started even at the shoe drive when a young lady saying she was, assaulted. It just felt like every time something was happening that was supposed to be for good or for the community, this sex talk would enter.
well, you
And
know,
then last year from now, it's just been overwhelming.
Yes, ma'am. You know what they call that in the military, right? Fraternization. Ain't that what it
Yes. Hmm. Yes.
I think that there weren't any parameters set for fraternizing. I think that people were just meeting people and having conversations, and you never know who you meet, and so some things might turn the way you don't expect it to. And I think that sex can be a really, really uh big topic. You know, what is it? Sex, drugs, and money. Those are the things that knock us off our kilter and make us lose our minds, our state of mind frame. So I think that's what it was. And I think that everybody just got kind of caught up in conversations and narratives and stories. And so when it came to the biz or bust competition, I think that it was just you being a businesswoman. I think this was another part of where I wanted to speak to you, because I see you saying a lot about, being a businesswoman and someone defaming your business and stuff. I think that it was just, I don't know if you've ever heard the things that he said to me after I won the competition, but he was live. It was 4,000 people in his chat, and he had 400,000 subscribers when he basically said that I didn't have a business. He made it seem like I was just a scammer, like I was just there to beg him for money and whatnot. I think that's really where it was. I know you can't speak for him. I'm not asking you to speak for him or anything. I was just wondering if you could see where it was I was coming from, having been a business person entering a pitch competition.
Yeah, I was very shocked when the conversation when you was up there, because I knew you as a farmer, a veteran. I knew of you. I didn't know you, but like again, I knew how to separate the people who was about the mess and who was not. I had separated you that way, and you were respectful. And when he blew up, it was surprising, and I started to see more and more and more of those blow ups over time, and not blow ups with women who he was going back and forth with, just to me, innocent bystanders. And
Yeah,
it could be your attachment, just like the other day when people kept saying, talking about Lisa Queen B, and I won't say people, I'll say Moonlight, and Southern Gotti. I just didn't know what they had to do with what was going on, because the attachment is how I got targeted. Everybody attached me to Bus Life, and instead of dealing with him about their issues, they had like I owned the man's channel, and they started coming after me because of who I was attached to. And I keep telling everybody, and they know. And I do reiterate that business reputations, that's my money.
right.
And people are taking their YouTube channels to, they call it beef and roast. Well, I'm not doing that. I have a business reputation, a business reputation. And just like what you just played with Sis going around saying what he's going to do to other content creators, that's impacting my business. These people have flags. I can help them with their flags and all other things. But they always want everything to be under one umbrella. Hey, we got your drops. We'll do your thumbnails. We'll do you this, that. Then the next minute, you're snaked. There's a
Yeah,
clear pattern of who's been snaking who on this app. And to keep out of the blue trying to make it like it's me, I don't like Weasley shit like that.
yep,
That's some weasel ass shit.
yeah. And
And
I
I'm
think,
tired of it. And I'm
yeah.
sorry, I'm sorry. That's that PTSD, girl. You better hold me down.
It's okay. This morning I had to
Okay.
doctor pen. I just left the VA making sure I was good. I went to the mental health right here
Yeah.
to show did. Well, it's just because it can be a lot here at the farm and here
Yeah.
in Austin. I do a lot of city council meetings and stuff. And so
Mhm.
it just can become a lot when you're fighting for something that people just really overlook. So yeah, just been struggling. Our plans are to we're working. I'm actually moving right now, so I'm in the process of moving, and I'm
Yeah,
just
I heard you say that.
yeah.
So,
I
do
just
you think he attached you to Skinny and Southern Gotti,
I
Miss Nancy?
I think so because I
Mhm.
was so I was having conversation and I was talking about it was just a conversation they were having in Skinny's
Mhm.
Discord, and they were talking about uh uh Charleston White, and I was just saying, Charleston White
Mhm.
does, the youth criminal justice work here and stuff. And I hadn't ever seen, because I really didn't know too much about him. I had never seen
Mhm.
him do anything outside of the shoe drive. And we weren't
Mhm.
talking about him going to be with RZA or Angela Stanton or stuff. We were talking about working with kids, families, marginalized communities, reduced lunch lines and stuff, and I can
Mhm.
resonate. I'm a farmer.
Mhm.
I don't make a lot of income. My kids.
And at the time, we was talking about farming and planting your own food, and oh my God, a lot of this stuff now that I look back on was
And
just talk, Nancy.
yeah, it was. And so, but for me, it wasn't because I was
I
actively
know.
involved in creating an agri-hood here in Austin, and they've actually passed
Mhm.
policy and resolutions around it. And so I feel like when he did that and he was just like, you need celebrities, blah, 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 I was like, you just stomped out a
It
whole
definitely killed
bunch of
your emotion. It killed your emotion.
and I received a lot of trolls. I have people today be
Hmm.
like, "Oh, you're just a scammer," blah 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 blah, and that's okay. So I've had to just kind of grind the best way I can. And so when I
Hmm.
started this Bus Life Agricultural Department, I thought it was really cool because I'm such a creative minded person, and it's
Hmm.
just fun. It's just something that I could do on the internet. And I say that this is a place where people can come, we can just gather and just talk
Hmm.
about well-being and just talk about, for me, it's being out in nature, going outside, putting my hands in the soil, planting seeds, whatever the case may be. That's where I
It's
find
therapeutic.
yes,
It's
so that's where I
therapeutic.
find my passion
Hmm.
and stuff. So it was hard for me to start mixing my passion in with a lot of politics. So advocating for myself as a farmer is really difficult because sometimes all I want to do is just farm. um but yeah, I just that was an incident that
And I'm not making any excuses for him attaching you to anyone else. It was you won a competition. It should have kept stayed separated, and it should stay professional. And that's the thing with him and us, this bus life, and the rest of them. Again, they go after your professional reputation,
yeah.
and that's what I'm here for, to put a stop. We do have rights here. I am not a sole content creator. I'm a businesswoman. And some of the things that have been said over and over again, you can ignore it sometimes, but my life has been impacted in real life, and so were yours, and the reputation of you being a farmer. And we kept you alive, even Moonlight, the interview, the this, the that. But it's like, what is it all for if you can't stand on business when needed? The
Right.
whole thing bothered me, and I really didn't know you.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't understand why none of the women talked about it. None of the men, but especially the black women.
Yeah, I
I
think
just couldn't
the first
understand it.
person, I think the first person to really understand where I was coming from was Lonnie, because she actually
Hmm.
came and she was like, well, maybe it was just a misunderstanding, and I explained to her what happened, and from there she
Hmm.
kind of went back through my content and just would come over and share my stuff and stuff like that. And me and her did an interview a while back, and it was really good. I was able
Hmm.
to drive around and show her some of the city here in Austin. So we were able to do that. But yeah, like you say, some and been able
Mhm.
to kind of stay alive and in the bus life sector, if you will. I would have never thought I
And
would.
it's been the women because I mean, you're a hard working woman. You're a
Yeah,
veteran. I know. Yes, we will go in and listen and stuff, but I've never seen you initiate a beef or whatever it is they call it.
yeah,
And but you will stand up for yourself, and I appreciated your voice because when you first started talking about rain dance, even with her, nobody, they act like they didn't see this woman. And it was about who you like and who not like. Now, this man said this shit about a horse, and it was very egregious.
yeah,
No one said anything. We'll say Lonnie did. But listen at the videos they'll say about me talking about oral sex that I said something one time 2 years ago and it was in a teaching method. And all of these same people who ignored the horse rhetoric continue to talk about my behavior. That's why I just don't give energy to people like that and these small cliques
yeah,
because no, let's deal with the horse rhetoric.
yeah,
And he's ashamed of it. That's why it wasn't played. Why
yes,
are we protecting these people? But oh, let me hear what Queen said, and they will play this.
yeah. That's
Like
why
what?
and that's why because when it happened, I could have went and been acting crazy, screaming and hollering, "Oh, f him," and he
Girl, your
and
husband was. Oh my God.
I could have acted a real plum fool, you know, but my husband did talk to me about it from a man's point of view, kind of like, yeah, man, you but I was like, but I didn't call him. I didn't mean it like that. I meant it like, what is these people doing? This is some depraved shit, you know? So
I understood what you meant. He understood what you meant. He's
yeah,
a
he did.
word artist,
It was
and
just what
I.
he said it
Uh-huh.
was. He was sitting in
Yeah.
wait. He was waiting for me
Yeah.
to say something about him so he could unload that ammo that he was trying to collect for Rainey. And I felt like that was crazy because she doubled down on Kwame Brown trying to defame, disenfranchise, and erase me. I will never let anybody erase or replace me in the city of Austin in the work that I have done here. Nobody else did it for me. I did it for myself. My grandmother is a civil rights leader who died for this city. There are buildings here in Austin named after her. The Dorothy Turner Roberts Recreation Center. You know, she put up a Millennium Youth Complex. I'm a legacy baby here in Austin. So I could never let somebody that don't know me try to erase me at all ever. And so when Rainey doubled down and said, I can see why he didn't want to fuck with you, that pissed me off because you don't know me and I don't know you. And what I see of you is you're faking. Not
And
only,
that's again, she's jumping onto the statements Kwame made, right?
yes, she was jumping
Your
onto those
business, your
statements.
farming reputation.
Yes, yes. Further trying
And
to,
then they would take it to their platforms and spread it. A few
yes,
thousand here, a few thousand there. Normally in America, shit don't even spread like that from a know nothing Negro. But they're using their channels to weaponize
yes,
against hardworking, blue collar folks. And not on my motherfucking watch. My
well,
motherfucking.
That's how I felt when you took that panel on Moonlight when we was doing that interview. Because I felt like, first of all, he came up there. I was talking to her for almost an hour and a half. He didn't take the panel to talk to me about agriculture. He wasn't typing in asking questions about it. He was sitting in wait. So when
Yeah.
he says I still cry and hold on to what he said, no, you're still in
Uh,
your feelings about what I said, and you think you're gonna try to intimidate or aggress me, and you're not. So
mhm.
when he took that panel and he tried to say, "What did you write?" I just said what I wrote. How you gonna try to ask me to repeat
And
what I?
your husband was there and that tone in his voice. And you heard me. I kept saying, soften up, soften
Yep,
up.
yep,
I
and that's
just couldn't believe.
and and you went off. And so you was like, nah, you was like, fuck you and fuck the wabbits. You went
And
off.
I need to give context to that because he started in the chat with me. That's
Yeah.
another thing he doesn't tell. And people should read their comments as they're reviewing footage. Because
Yeah.
the comments would tell you, look at the comments before he mounted the panel. So
Yeah.
I didn't just come up there. He took a jab at me in the motherfucking chat, okay? And the
Mm,
chat and the jab was about raining. So I'm
mm,
gonna give you all the context because y'all don't watch everybody. I do. I
okay.
had just left from watching Rain Dance. That's the day she was showing all of her text messages.
Yeah.
Okay, this is before I got to the stage that night, and she showed text messages from Trace Spectors confirming that she had been lying on me from day one.
Mm,
From day one. It's right there. She showed it from Trace Spectors about the Dewberry chat. Now, this is major happening in our sector because Skinny's involved in this, Rainy's involved in this, in under Boston. So this is like the algorithm. Rainy dropping all these text messages on the Webbits. Okay?
mm. Okay.
So he came up there and repeated a lie that Rainey had just cleared up. And I mentioned
Oh.
that she cleared it up in the chat, and he tried to kind of like ignore me. Like, this lady has confessed that she fed you some motherfucking lies and you took your ass around for a whole year spreading them, motherfucker. Don't play with me. And then you got this shit in your tone to Nancy, who you said fucked a horse, and this woman's husband. Oh no, 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 no. I couldn't hardly take it. I couldn't hardly take it. But I didn't want to interrupt the interview. But his arrogance was too much for me.
Yeah.
He's repeating a lie that Rainey just cleared up and then got all of this shit in his motherfucking throat. Y'all know how he do. Take
Yeah.
that shit out your motherfucking throat, okay?
It was
Take it
very
out.
that's a
Rainey made a fool out of you, and that's what I meant, and that's what I mean. She made a fool out of him.
mm,
Rainey came to his celebration. Rabbit cussed out him and everybody there for having me and the ears there by invitation. She was auditioning on Siz's stage to be Skinny's underbostress.
mm.
And the nigga won't play with me? No, he's not gonna do that. She used his stage at his celebration to get the spotlight so Skinny could see. Oh, she cussed me in the ears out like motherfucking dogs that night. Do you hear me?
Mm.
Do you
I
hear
missed
me?
that, Queen. I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
And he kept trying to stand her down and say that was not. Oh, so he knows about interrupting her interview. Rainey did that. Rabbit Con one cussed me in the ears out like dogs to pussy sticks. All of that kind of shit. That ratchet ass death coach did.
Yeah.
Audition to be Skinny's underbostress on Sid's stage and took the job.
Mm, 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 mm.
So don't motherfucking play with me. And then go, see, he thought your husband's there. We're on Moonlight's chat. He's gonna take these motherfucking jabs, intimidate, because I really felt like he was trying to intimidate you. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna come support you. I'm gonna come support you. Cause I know what it feels like not to have support from black women.
Well, I don't
Don't
want, my
motherfucking play with
husband
me.
was just about ready to take the laptop
Yeah,
and just close it because
yeah, girl. arrogant.
Moonlight did a disservice to me because she should have played the rest and how after he was done trying to get his little point across saying it was no problem, I just bust out in laughter. I was completely hilarious. It was
She
hilarious.
never reviewed before he took the stage. He had started the shit in the chat, okay? And it was just uncouth for him to go up there knowing what he said.
I think he's
Stay
ashamed of,
in the goddamn background.
and I do believe he is ashamed of the stuff that. Well, I don't think he for his Wabbit brand. He don't want people to know that that's the type he watch porn. Like when you listen to it, he say he's seen it before, and he don't.
Girl, honey, when I went back, because the new listen to it, it's worse.
I keep it on. That's why I made it its own thing. It's called Wabbit Geographic, just like National Geographic. When you be tripping, I call it Wabbit Geographic. When he get graphic,
That's why hearing it would give you context like, no, Queen ain't wrong in this incident. She checkmated your stupid ass. Because really, with this horse language, why were you up here?
right?
Why,
Why?
why can't that question get put to him? Why were you up here? On something this, you hadn't reconciled those issues with her,
Nope.
and your tone wasn't right, and the woman husband is here. Why did you come up here? Don't who interrupted your presence? That's arrogance.
Yeah. Well, I saw when you came up there. That's why I just stopped talking. I was like, oh shit, it's about to go down. And once you said it was because he fell in love with her, but he's done that before. It wasn't just me, you. He's done it to Selena and other people, other women. You know, he's and assumed that nobody is gonna say Lonnie. He's done it to other people, and nobody is supposed to hold him accountable for that because all he do is talk in circles, just like Rainy. They the perfect
Yes.
people. They're the
And
perfect.
she is one of the most nastiest, and what I said on Risha, she has been the darkest. And I don't mean complexion. So that let me know his choice, his wordplay, word salad is just for show because the woman is not smart. She's a liar. She lies about everything, big and small, and she's nasty. Cutthroat like a motherfucker. That gang member.
Yeah,
Gang member.
yeah.
And so for him to try to play her against me, you got the wrong woman. But then to sit here and continue these lies and not only continue to lie, the man is talking about going after new content creators based on some bullshit she told him. I'm not playing with him. I'm not playing with him.
Yeah.
He needs to move on. His rhetoric towards black women on this app, and yes, I say the American born black businesswoman. He ain't said
Yeah,
this
because
shit
I'm from
to
Texas.
foreigners. Don't motherfucking play with me. Don't motherfucking play with me. He don't talk this way to foreigners, people from his soil.
What?
And he's
Yeah.
gonna recognize black women in America and shut the fuck up and leave us alone.
Mm.
I don't know you. And I know you're doing this because we are American born black business women and black women. You believe that shit you see on TV.
Yes, because listen, he said.
Mhm.
You remember he said. I'm like I'm primitive. I still clap rocks together to make.
Oh, she stinks. She looks nasty. Listen to him.
But
This is foreign hate speech
yes,
against black American women. I know what it is.
yes.
I know what it is.
When he said you should just be a laborer, I reviewed that and I said, damn, that felt racist as fuck. Like I should just keep slapping.
Yes.
I'm a farmer. He said, go look at that farming ass nigga. Oh my God. I
And
was
you should hear how they talk about us in not so polite company. If he would say this shit about horses out loud, This is how some of those foreigners feel like, and we're gonna have a real conversation
Yeah.
because he only do it to American black women. We not gonna look away from that, and he do it to women of substance. Lonnie is a good mama. I don't give a fuck what he says. What is Rainy? You know what kind of mama that is. He pushed Rainy and Rainy pushed him to attack us. That was motherfucking Bonnie and motherfucking Clyde. And she was more ruthless than him. Better sit his ass down. We know the damage Rainy did to this sector. And he allowed it because he protected it. And he went after women for her. He went after me.
Yep.
Then thinks nobody's gonna tell the truth. He don't intimidate me.
Nope. Nope. He do too. He talked himself into a hole. That's how when she
Yeah.
y'all had interactions before, and he said no, she had a problem with Rainy. It didn't have nothing to do with me. But I had been watching what she was doing and I kept ammo. Well, why you wasn't watching me plant seeds, nigga, and grow vegetables?
Mm-hmm.
Why you wasn't watching me take my kids to play football games and sharing that shit? Why you was just sitting around waiting for when I fucked with her in my chicken suit? I'm not scared to get on the top of my car in a chicken suit and make fun of a bitch that thinks she that thinks she the shit. You got me fucked up. Sorry, Queen. I don't
A
mean
fucking game, no, a fucking gang member with blood on her motherfucking hands, and he gonna prop. He had already propped Lonnie up. Lonnie, you know I got to tell my story. And then he gonna come with Rainy. Rainy is worse than Lonnie. Pushing all that cuckoo cocoa puff shit. That girl is a good liar.
man. And
Okay?
I said that, and you know what? It was so many black women who saw me saying stuff about her
Mm-hmm.
and just was like, just stop like coming to my chat or just stop dealing with
Mm-hmm.
her or whatever, and just was like making it seem like I was just stalking or fucking with her. No, this bitch tried to play on me, and I'm not gonna keep cussing out Kwame Brown because I do got a husband, and I don't gotta keep calling him bitch ass niggas. He know what the fuck he did trying to discredit my business. Plus, Moonlight and Brown Skin Lady was cussing his ass out every day. That's just too much. So I was like, fuck it. Rainy, your ass is in my sights. And I'm Queen for
Girl, until you came along, and you and I, we still, we're cordial. I'm feeling you out, you feel me out, but you stood up against, because Charleston was from Texas.
Yes.
You watched her sabotage. For right or wrong, whether you like the man or you don't like the man, and this is Charleston and Kwame.
Yes.
When I kept saying what she was doing, and because she's got this platform and she's attached to La Familia. See, I'm not going to X out La Familia because Sis wasn't shit until they rescued his ass. And he is out of control. Everybody know it. Especially talking about going after Pick and Choose TV, Dave the Voice.
Yes, he did say that because they have a Wabbit audience. That's why I was like, well, damn. If I go where the Wabbit said and I take the panel, is he gonna feel the same about me? Like, and why did he feel like he owned the Wabbits?
And he put Moonlight Stage into his talking points.
Yes, he did. And he tried
And she still hasn't addressed that.
Yep, and he tried to use her to come for me because he knew what she was dealing with. And no. I like Moonlight. That's why I tagged her 5 times.
To keep you in the loop. Do you hear what this man is going around saying? While you apologizing? And he accepting the apology. That's girl. No. I will be minding my own business from now on out, but I will not let anyone defame my black business. So him going around talking about he's gonna attack channels about me. I don't even know him. And he think this 2 years ago. This a new day. It's a new queen.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry this all had to come back up because just listening to you and your husband, you said she didn't even care about how I felt. Like reviewing this for his crybaby ass. What about the woman he yelled all this horse stuff to?
Right. This was my interview. I didn't know he
Yep.
was fit, fine, and feminine. Like,
He portrays that he wants everybody to think they part of the Webbies, and then he even and this is my opinion, and I witnessed it with my own fucking eyes and ears. The man basically threatened Moonlight on her motherfucking channel. Okay, and then he would switch up his rhetoric when she would be like, wait a minute now. No, this is not nobody who support nobody. Issue not threats if somebody's on your platform, but he platform cussing out my motherfucking deceased mama on Mother's Day weekend. I didn't bring that up to Moonlight. I didn't say let's re-review. It is what it is. I know what the Wabbits do. They love to divide and conquer.
and that's so aggressive. That's so aggressive to
Mhm.
try to re-review my interview when you know me and him have some type of uh issue. You gonna re-review my interview and let him throw little shots to speak for me about me having understanding and da 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 da, and then you say that I was talking about Rainy. I wasn't talking about him directly, but he knew that I was talking to him, and so he took the
He
panel.
didn't know shit.
Addressed.
He came up there to take a victory lap.
Thank you, and he thought it
This
was
winning
good
lap
in
shit that he got in his motherfucking head. He ain't won shit but a bunch of kooks. And I'm gonna keep saying that. You didn't win shit, but if you need to feel like you won, then you won. Kooks, okay? In your
Yeah,
motherfucking chat. All right? And I don't give a fuck.
yeah,
But you're gonna keep my name out of your bullshit. And it's been going on and on. I went through this with the Garricks on platforms. I'm not going through again. I have my own channel. But if I'm coming up and say, hey, you might want to hold off on your apology till you review all of the evidence.
yeah.
This man has been going around threatening your channel because of me. Why is he doing this?
And I had that video. That's the video he struck. He struck my channel because I had that content. I posted.
He didn't want Moonlight to see it. And I motherfucker wasn't going to find it, not jump 12 hours. No, I wasn't. Not with all these channels.
It just so
I'm not up here on this stage lying on him. Don't
right.
play me like that. This is the biggest liar in our sector.
Yep. The only reason I found it was because it was right before he talked about me, and I
knew where it was. I knew all of the players he talked about: Lonnie, Selena, Nancy Farmer, Dave, not Vince, but Dave the Voice. All these new up and coming men, content creators that the women appreciate. He wants to get rid of their channels. And it ain't about no motherfucking queen. He lying. It's competition. He want them out the motherfucking way. Like he wanted La Familia out the way. Okay?
I posted it, Cornbread. He did flag. He flagged my Rabbit Prep School, my Rabbit Prep High School channel. He sure did, and it only got 39 subscribers.
He didn't want that video.
He didn't want nobody to see that. He didn't want nobody to hear that. He said that, and he didn't want nobody to see.
This was about 2 weeks ago. The man was threatening me, Lonnie, Selena, and Moonlight. Period. I don't listen. And I couldn't believe he's up there. Like, and I'm just gonna tell you, I don't know what's manufactured or not. But bringing some old shit up that's can't nothing be fixed about this. Ain't nothing new coming out of this. I ain't start shit that night, and I don't give a fuck. He started it. He started it 2 years ago. Okay? And he keeps playing these little games inside people's chats and on their panels. I will be minding my business and let the rabbits be rabbits. Because they destroy everywhere they go.
And that's why
Okay?
you got Farmer Nancy here to catch their ass, Queen. I got
Mm-hmm.
my traps, my hooks,
Yeah.
my nets. I got my bludgeoning tools. I snatch their ass by the legs and whack them behind the back of the head, right at the base of the
Mm-hmm.
skull, and let them just shake and flail all over
Mm-hmm.
the place.
Ain't nobody go put their reputation up against no Sis and Rainy and choose Rainy and Sis. Well, that's fine.
That's what I'm
You
like.
didn't say nothing to Miss Eve. I
And
didn't cry to you about Miss Eve. You was there when Miss Eve went after my deceased mama on your panel.
mm,
No correction, no nothing. I'm not bringing it back months later, but I'm bringing it back because he brought it back. What's the motherfucking difference? I ain't crying. Why is he? He needs to shut the fuck up and move around. Period.
yeah.
He had a meltdown that night because none of the rabbits or nobody else around here would tell him the truth. Rainey made a fucking fool out of him
Only to
on
come
his
back up
stage.
there, and he let her right back
Mhm.
up there.
Yeah. Hmm.
That damn
And he
right.
can't say no shit like he tells everybody else about these other people. Oh, they like him. He know that ain't nothing. I don't even know you. You've been chasing me for 2 years.
Hmm.
The lying game, the defamation is over.
It's
You
over.
can accept it like a man, or we can two-step. Period.
I tell them they gotta outgrow me. You can talk,
Uh-huh.
yeah, you talk that shit, but I'm waiting for you to outgrow me. Queen, for
Yeah,
6 months, I grew rainy herbs. I grew chamomile from
I
seed.
remember. And you made it. You made it comical. You did your lavender. You was and you would keep us up when it was growing and stuff. It wasn't dark rhetoric. You
And
would point out this
was
one
the
word.
the whole time she was cussing people out, going crazy,
Oh
and all I
God.
was I'm just growing you this chamomile tea to
Mhm.
keep your heart palpitations down. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to be of service. I called it the
Mhm.
Rainey's Herb and Medicinal Garden, and people talked about me like I was crazy. No, bitch, I'm trying to
Mm-mm.
save the community. That's why this the Bus Life Agricultural Department. I'm out here trying to help the sector not go so damn crazy. The least I can do is brew some damn tea.
Mhm. And sitting up there when Charleston White said what he said, and she was sitting up there looking uncomfortable, still, like she was been, hostage. And when
And
Charleston said
did you see
that
that?
he's supposed to say something to a man when he is pushing up against you sexually if you don't want him. But you want to clout chase him. You thought you was going to be on some interviews with him and Skinny. She will tuck all those little high morals. And she's a gang member. That was, possibly, allegedly. She know how she got into the gang. Don't fucking play with me with all this holy than thou shit, all this God shit. Stop it. This woman is she's horrible on this app.
Let me ask you. So let's go back to that real quick, the Charleston White
Mhm.
thing. So when I know, I think one time I saw you in my chat saying that I was missing some stuff, but I said that I felt like she was a part of the reason that Kwame Brown and Charleston White ended up not linking up because she was going so hard at Charleston. I mean, she was
Mhm.
looking him up. She had his partner from the program on her channel. She was doing so much. She had made like 30, 35 videos,
Mhm.
20, 25 videos about him and was just cussing him out. Like she was going to call Good Morning America.
And
If
she was not just cussing him out. She went after Dewberry. She went after Dr. O.
yeah,
And that's when I could not ignore her anymore. Dr. O is a businesswoman. She's a foreign businesswoman here. She's a diplomat. She has her papers and everything. And this is a woman don't do no, she sees Charleston. She was his publicist. She know what Charleston do, but Charleston, this is his business.
Right.
Attacking Dr. O was the low down dirty thing. And she wants to keep talking about the guest that I called. That's why I called the guest. You went after Dr. O. Your guest ain't no more important. He needs to know about your nasty ass. Okay?
See, and that's where I didn't realize she had went after Dr. O. I was like, this,
Yes.
because I was like, damn, she really doing a lot, and this is getting to be a bit much. And so then when I saw her doing the Skinny and Rainy show, and then he was gonna interview Charleston White, I was like, well, she went at Charleston White for like 6-7 straight months. This about to be interesting. This is what I'm saying. My
And
content.
you see how she switched it like they was brand new. He called me a soul sister. Child, these people that can tell you anything.
I was the only person to report on it, Queen Regina. I was
Yeah.
like, y'all, look at her. She's sitting up here like she didn't just go at him for 7 months and just let this man say, yeah, when I seen you, she got them long legs. I want to hit that. And then in the same breath, call her a social. She didn't say, she wasn't there. So it was like locker room talk. So I really couldn't say nothing
She
about.
was there when he said something about them long titties.
Was she there? And no, when
Yes,
he you,
she was there. I mean, when Skinny was telling it,
yeah, I mean,
Skinny
she
was
there.
telling it to her.
I'm just saying when he interviewed him initially, she wasn't in the room, so I didn't see Skinny as having to be like, oh, bro, that's my code. But he could have
No,
said
he just asked about her during the interview, and that was his answer.
it right. And
So whether she in the room, she knew, and this is her business partner. He's saying this to.
exactly. I have a video, y'all. I'm gonna share that video on my community wall to show y'all my reaction to that whole incident, because all I said was, man, she could have just been like, bro, especially if she be like, the wife need to handle that. She could have
Oh
said,
no, that was Tommy with the long titties. That was Tommy. I'm sorry, that was Tommy. He
that
was
his wife
physically
could
there on a
wash
Skinny
his mouth
stage.
out with soap or some shit. Like, she didn't say
Mhm.
nothing. She didn't say, nah, that wasn't
She didn't
cool.
say nothing.
Like, that was
And
crazy.
she didn't say nothing to Tommy. Now Tommy was there, and she was there on the platform when he went for the long titties and said, "Skinny, before I, go, this yours." And I'm just listening to her. She's sitting there, let these men talk like this. But let me or you say something. Oh my God, we all kind of bitches and hoes and motherfuckers. This, that, and the other.
Just because we called out something that happened to her, like if Donald Trump grabbed a woman by the, I just seen it happen. You got grabbed. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
Randy, he just grabbed you, and she was like, you just mad he ain't grabbed you. Like, what, bitch?
And she did sabotage the interview. And the way she sabotaged this, again, that's why I keep reiterating. I'm a businesswoman. I was doing business. And she came up on this radar with this cussing, and she never cussed before. And she was just going after Charleston. And when she finished tearing him down, she was like, salute to Kwame Brown. And then I really support Kwame. She would go, and I'm looking. She had never done this before. We was trying to get a collaboration,
Mm,
and she started that nasty cussing. She went after his wife. Okay,
yeah.
she went after Dr. O, because once you get hit by that viral bug or that come up bug, whatever you did to get that bug, whatever bit you, that's what you're gonna have to keep doing.
Mm,
That's why she got worse and worse and worse, because she didn't get it on no life coach shit. Okay,
right.
she got it by tearing down black women and then uplifting men. She still ain't said nothing about biz. Okay, don't fucking play with me, girl.
Mm.
He's a cash cow. Anything with money, anybody with clout, she gonna drop them motherfucking morals and standards and life coach shit. Okay? This is a gang member. that's got blood on her hands from setting up men and women when she was in the gang. Don't tell me you didn't do what gang members do. Okay? This woman is cutthroat. That's why she can come online and slaughter. Think she gonna slaughter, but she ran into military veterans. What? What?
She hangry. She just hangry.
Yes! All the motherfucking diets. Stop all that starving herself. I know what she doing. She is starving herself.
And can't nobody
Taking pills.
on
What
the
you call them? Fentanyl. She's on all that shit. That shit is will make you go into rage. She's on fentanyl. I heard her say it, so don't tell me I'm lying on you. I heard you. Okay? You be taking them diet pills and starving yourself and throwing up.
and wearing a
She,
waist trainer.
mhm. Then she wants to talk about everybody else weight. I ain't starving myself. I sure ain't, and I ain't getting cut on
I still
either.
got control of my core. I keep telling her,
Yeah.
girl, I don't need no waist trainer. I still got control.
I ain't getting ready to be caged up like that.
I'm grown.
Shit. I would make me a shape when I got to go out and do some nice function. But Queen gonna be at home, okay, with his stomach, thighs, and every motherfucking thing else, and stretch marks, nigga. He bringing up my stretch marks, the wabbit. The man talks about everything, women, okay?
Talking about I don't know how to put on makeup or lipstick.
Yeah, did y'all see Regina's stretch marks? Nigga, did they see your hairline? Don't all these people be fixated on other people's looks. I don't bring these folks' looks up. I could. Okay?
That's why I took them to the Wabbit Prep High School. Y'all acting like kids out here in these streets.
Mm-hmm. And he started this. Like I said, and he knows you, me, Lonnie, and Selena ain't clicked up. I don't know why he's pushing that narrative.
Yeah,
I'm my own motherfucking woman. Y'all own motherfucking women.
Yeah, this we, they, them, this what they
Yeah.
trying to recreate this narrative. Like I called her, like I said, she was fucking a horse. Nobody is trying to recreate that narrative. You're just mad that that shit is out there, that you said that. You said it. You can't be mad at yourself for saying it. I can play it, repeat, I can put it out there and let other people hear it that's them. Whatever they think. The same way you make videos of other people's shit. That's your words. You was talking about bestiality and Googling it and looking it up and all that kind of weird shit.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, he want to educate the new people about Queen. No, educate them about your bestiality talk and that you watch this stuff. You said it. You got an erection for it and you squeezed and buzz watching someone have sex with a horse. These are your words, not mine. Okay? I heard it. Okay, this second time around, do I spruce up my stories? Yes, I do, but I'm just sprucing them up because I was in shock listening to a man speak so fluently about bestiality. Okay,
And nobody
like,
said nothing about it.
nobody said nothing, but gonna run a motherfucking video of me talking about oral sex 2 years ago, and it was done very classy. A lot of people learned, okay? I'm grown. I am 58, a 30-something-year-old and a 45-year-old gang member with blood on her hands. Don't have shit to say to Queen. It started it in the chat. He started with me. Rainey had just disclosed her text messages. Trace Spectives, another chat. Okay, worker. Fuck Trace Spectives, okay? She's a liar. I don't give a fuck about no rabbit over there, especially those women. Okay? I don't.
Yeah.
The woman got up on Mother's Day weekend and went after my deceased mama on Moonlight's panel. Okay? Miss Eve. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I didn't cry.
Now
I didn't ask for a review. I just put it in my motherfucking folder. Since everybody got bolder, I
Everybody got
found it a way. I didn't expect him to cry a few more months about something like this. I ain't crying, and this just happened to me on Mother's Day on Moonlight Stage. And
yeah,
Garrett
too.
used to go up there and say all kind of shit from the panel to me. I didn't cry.
Yeah.
I didn't say let's re-review.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
found it.
because and then so when all of that happened, because I was one of Charleston White's moderators too, and I had
Hmm.
reached out to him about everything that was going on. He was like, could I come to Fort Worth? Like he wanted me to come down there,
I remember.
or he
And
still
it would
wanted
have
me
been a
to
good collaboration. You had won the riff
riff.
competition.
Yeah, so
There was this collaboration, and it was supposed to be he visit this platform and then he visit his platform. We never got to the Texas platform because of Rain Dance
yeah, and
and
so
some other issues. So I'm not blaming her 100%, but she played a major role and did try to hide her hand. The optics, and it was no environment to do business, and
right,
she made sure of that.
yeah,
And
and
we're on this app to do business, and then you're claiming, oh, shout out the bus, like, oh, Kwame Brown, this Kwame, and then you curse Charleston White out, his wife out, his business
yeah,
publicist out.
they
That's
wanted
why I knew she ain't had no problem coming after me. She went after Dr. O. Nobody was off limits, and she can cry all she want. And you do have another guest. Have another guest. I will be done when I'm done. Okay? Because this woman came after me for clout.
yeah. Yeah, cause when I was like, I would, cause I won the riff, I would expect just Fort Worth is like an hour and 30 minutes away, So Charleston
Mhm.
was like, make sure you come down here or whatever. We could just connect, and that's why I was saying it would be nice if he could come see the farm here in Austin because
Mhm.
he had I won, and so that would have been a really nice thing, but it didn't happen. Whatever happened happened, and it's sad. And then Gilbert gave me the cow, and he just
Yeah,
out his way to make it seem like I'm
I
not a
remember.
farmer. He's like, her garden. No, like I don't know. I, as a black woman and as a black business owner, I don't know why I have to fight to be a farmer. I don't know how it is that black people will want to strip me of how I identify. So I said I'm gonna start identifying as a white male plantation owner.
I'm serious. Nancy, I do want to make an observation. Just like how the Riff Room started for good and it kind of branched off because of the hanger ons and the lingerers, that's how the Charleston White collaboration, it started out as a beautiful venture.
Yeah,
But then there were content creators, they want to choose a side, and it wasn't even about size. It was just a collaboration. I mean, nobody goes to Corey and try to blackball Corey or talk about his guest that's coming on. It was just crazy to me.
yeah,
And so I'm looking at this now because now these type people and their coonish ways has now infiltrated my world, the business world. And I knew I had to put my motherfucking foot down on Miss Grant. I don't play like this. This ain't content creating what you're doing now. You are interfering with business deals, business potentials,
yep,
business reputation. The Miss Dr. O had to get Homeland Security involved. The death threats.
mm,
This woman, she does it, and they take and do these with these platforms, and knowing we have these cuckoo people out here, but really the people are cuckoo at the top, and that is Sis and Rainey, in my opinion. They're not healthy-minded people. They want to be important. They want to be special. and they want to tear down instead of build up to get to where they got to go. That's why they at 45 where they are now. She's never going to move up. She want to give all this advice to 504. She's worse than 504 in my opinion.
Mm.
504 is just ghetto wretched. This woman here was trying to hide herself as if she's a business stock market person.
I
No, you're a gang member.
I say all the time. I've been saying she like a chameleon.
Hmm. You're a
She
gang member
she like
with
with
blood
on
on
it.
your hands.
Yeah.
And I've never dealt with a gang member woman. She's my first, the two step with,
Mm.
and I had to hit her hard. This is a gang member. This woman is cutthroat. Do you hear me?
I see. I've been
This
seeing.
woman is cutthroat, and she don't stop. This woman, because I got all her videos. This woman played a video with no sound, and used her words to say, "Hey, see here, look how Queen she showed up in Dewberry chat, and she went on and on." But she was no, it's sound to this video. Why would you? This I could not believe she would do this with her audience and to these people in the sector, play a video with no sound and then talk her way through what's happening and it's all a lie. So the next day, no, we gonna put the sound in. Let Dewberry speak for himself. She
Mm.
is manipulative, cunning.
Yeah.
This woman threw up a video without sound and then commits to talk through what all was happening. And it was all lies, imaginary. And then when you put the man in his own words and you put her side by side with a muted video, she is crazy.
Yeah.
And I mean crazy. And another observation I want to make, Nancy, because he did not go after you until you split from Skinny. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. See, he is not a fool. Well, as long as you was up on the Skinny, he's a fake and phony person. He wasn't going to bother you. But
Mm.
when he thought you and Skinny was out, and Skinny has since apologized, that's when he pounced. And I mean, he pounced hard on you.
Yep. And it was because I just couldn't watch her up there. It was so dry, and I was just like, ooh, this is just. It was so cringe. So I just was kept making my videos over in my own little world. So that's why I say, how can Moonlight say I need somebody to come fight more battles? Or I was calling people to come fight for me. Like, no, I sat up there over there by myself. I lost so many subscribers, like by myself. I came over here with people from my Instagram or my Facebook. I'm all. So when she said that, it's like, girl, no. In real life, I have to fight for my own self. So being on YouTube, I don't need nobody to fight for me or nothing. It's just the fact that this shit is crazy and people are picking and choosing. Like you say, it's about who you like. And I ain't do nothing for nobody not to like me outside of win Kwame Brown Biz or Buzz competition and tell him he was being a hypocrite because, how can you listen to Skinny and want to work with Charleston? The mouths is terrible. Everything all of it is too much. That's just where I was
Yeah.
coming from. I was just coming from that place because it was a little overwhelming. I had never seen nothing like what was going on YouTube. I was new to sectors and all of that kind of stuff. And so it just kind of tripped me out. But I mean, I didn't do nothing to anybody
Mhm.
to make anybody just not like me. But once Kwame did what he did, I ended up with a lot of trolls, a lot of people saying I was a liar, I was a scam. I
Mhm.
don't know why I had to be a scammer. My farm wasn't real. Like I mean, that was crazy to me. So if I ever wanted to build a presence around my farm or anything on YouTube, that's something that I had to fight through. I had to fight through it. Now it's just funny to me. Now I just it's satire, make little jokes about it. But I mean, it is.
Nancy, what was Kwame's demeanor in the riff room? Was it professional or was he joking? I mean,
No, when he would come in the riff room, he was being professional. He didn't come in the riff room and like make jokes. He would just like ask questions, talk to people,
mhm,
about like the businesses, what we had going on. Everybody would just be telling him about their businesses and the different things that they did. And, he would just be, that was it. It wasn't no jokey joke, or it was nothing like what it was on YouTube. So that's how I was
Mhm.
baffled when he said he was going to be sharing and showing the work. It was like the opportunity for my farm to kind of be marketed or just put out there, because I had sent him stuff
Mhm.
in a PO box. I had sent him socks. We had like a, I sent them some like veggie socks. I think it was like veggie and avocado socks or something like that.
Mhm.
That's my merchandise. I could have sold that.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, no, it
Well,
wasn't.
I think a new reintroduction of you, and actually a redo. He did mess up the interview, in my opinion. He really did,
Yeah.
and
But I
it's
had
really
argued,
nothing
this is
to.
another
Yeah.
thing I want to say, Queen, too, about
Mhm.
Moonlight saying having a reintroduction of me. Like, I have
Mhm.
my own platform. Like, I
Mhm.
introduce myself every time I get up here and I talk about Austin and the farm. So her
Mhm.
interviewing me, I maybe that was just to introduce me to her audience, but I mean,
Right.
I don't see
But
that.
her audience were rabbits, so they knew who you was. She didn't know. She
Right.
didn't know. And then for him to get up on that stage and like she didn't know what was going on. He knew, you knew, I knew, and some people in the audience knew, and it was just so inappropriate. It
Yeah.
was really inappropriate for him to take that platform.
Yeah. And I don't
He
think he didn't.
wasn't trying to resolve anything because he came up there wanting to be right.
Yeah. He
This
didn't
is the
know.
wrong time to be right.
He didn't know anything about me, and it was kind of like the same requirements, like you just, they just don't know anything about me. And I think when I
Mhm.
talk about being a farmer, it kind of throws people off because my space is a one, it's like 1.24 acres, and I'm inside
Mhm.
the city. I'm in inner city urban core urban farmer, and this is a, it's a trend, but it shouldn't be a
Mhm.
trend because we really suffer inside of our communities. So when he was talking about putting chicken coops in the hood, I'm like, my chicken coop is in the hood.
Let me take this call. I'll come back. I gotta take a really important call. Okay. Mhm.
Okay, yeah. Uh-oh. Y'all, that's crazy. He did mess up the interview appointment. Like he did. It was definitely. And so when I was saying I ain't got no money, Lonnie, girl, because I was like, I'm going to the Texas business department because I'm suing Kwame Brown for the same amount of business. I was doing all that. But some stuff you just gotta chalk it up. I think it was just crazy. When he just kept bringing me up, especially like saying I had a garden, and then when he kept talking about my cow and saying that Gil Owner gave me the cow to make him mad. It's like, stop trying to discredit me, my work as a farmer. That shit is not cool. Um, yeah, they knew who I was. It wasn't a reason for her. People knew. So that's why I was like, I was just doing it to have a good chit chat with Moonlight. I kind of figured something might go wrong or something might happen, but I didn't. I kind of knew. I kind of knew Sis was gonna pop up on that panel. I knew it. I kind of knew it, but it's all good. Ain't no tripping being done. I'm glad Queen Regina came and took my link. We was assembly with Nurse B at the Rabbit Prep High School. Y'all, I really be writing this down. That's fine. We'll chat again. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. It was a nice conversation. I That was crazy. I think I think that's good. I think that really helped. I think that really kind of pieced some stuff for me together and kind of helped me move past some thoughts that I may have had about certain things, which is good. So I appreciate you, Queen, for coming and chit chatting with me and whatnot. Um, yeah, that would have been a it would have been a good opportunity to showcase just agriculture and and small scale farming to everybody, especially if that's what he was on. But we know it wasn't. That's okay because we turning up over here in the Bus Life Agriculture Department, irregardless. And y'all, before I go, since I got everybody in here, I don't know if you guys have seen my PBS special, but I'll go ahead and wrap this up by showing it to you guys and sharing it. I think hopefully if Lonnie does get some time and a chance, she will react to it. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you, Lonnie. For real, that year she held it down. With every month kind of promoting me or putting my stuff out there once a month for a year. That was a really good thing because I got so many subscribers from other places that you go and you have other people that you follow. So that really came through for me. I appreciate that so much. Back in April 1st, 2024, I was featured on a show on PBS called Modern Pioneering with Georgia Pellegrini. And I would love to share that with y'all guys. It is on PBS Passport. Um, I'm going to play it again. And then after it plays, I'm going to be up out of here. But I would love for you guys to see it. Hold on, y'all. Just give me 1 second. And I hope that y'all enjoy it. I'm gonna kind of skip through to where it
helping an NBA player who reached out looking for advice on purchasing cattle.
we got Zella the cow from former NBA
spirits from around the world at Total Wine and more. Michael and Susan McGuire, Zena Bash, and many other generous donors. A full list is available at georgiapellegrini.com.
I grew up in Austin. My roots are here in Austin. And so my ancestors, I'm a descendant of slaves who were brought here to build up the community. And so I have this generational gap in learning when it comes to farming and agriculture. So I want to reclaim that. So being able to say I own a small farm in my neighborhood where I grew up, literally down the street from the elementary school I went to, it's powerful.
This story starts with a cow named Zella and an NBA basketball player named Gilbert Arenas. But it really started centuries ago, when the streets of East Austin were farmland, and before that, plantation homes. Today, East Austin is walking that line between history, community, and gentrification, between affordability and newness. But on one unassuming corner is Tiffany Washington, who operates the only Black-owned farm within Austin city limits and is planting a nutritional defense around her community. Except Zella keeps eating it. Gardening is both art and nature. It is a place for creativity and catharsis. A place to drink up the antidote to our technology-driven lives. For me, it is a tonic. A place to let anger out on Bermuda weeds I'd feel the immense joy of digging gold potatoes from the earth. In many ways, it makes me feel connected to the women I grew up with, who taught me the names of unusual herbs and all of their healing attributes, who taught me to stop and smell the rosemary and look for purslane, a weed they said had more omega-3s than salmon. And it connects them to my daughter, who has been rolling around in these raised beds and picking the flowers with me since her first week on this earth. There is something visceral about my connection to the land I grew up on. It's an ache and a longing that never seems to fully fade. No matter where we go, it is that place that holds the building blocks of my identity and my story. A story that I keep telling while trying to write a new one. When people commit to growing a garden together, they create community around a shared purpose. When you labor alongside someone, you're building something together. It becomes more than just about you. It becomes about your neighborhood and your community. And you connect with one another in deeper ways. Today, I'm spending time with two women who are doing powerful things to improve their communities by working their ancestral land. Tiffany Washington is a mom of 4 and a veteran who served in Iraq and Afghanistan. It's been a long 6 years since she broke ground on Dobbin Cow Garden Farm, a quarter-acre urban farm in East Austin that takes its name from 2 of her ancestral families. There's been so much red tape, and she's someone who wants to get things done, so she pushes forward, collects rainwater, pulls wild onions to sprinkle on loaded baked potatoes, grows mushrooms in a wood chip pile. She sows seeds and gives away food and tries to make her neighbors feel closer to the land around them. Tiffany Washington is a mom of 4 and a veteran who served in Iraq and Afghanistan. It's been a long 6 years since she broke ground on Dobbin Cow Garden Farm, a quarter-acre urban farm in East Austin that takes its name from two of her ancestral families. There's been so much red tape, and she's someone who wants to get things done. So she pushes forward, collects rainwater, pulls wild onions to sprinkle on loaded baked potatoes, grows mushrooms in a wood chip pile. She sows seeds and gives away food, and tries to make her neighbors feel closer to the land around them.
Welcome to the neighborhood. This is the community. This is the Pecan Springs neighborhood. So when we talk about urban farms and urban agriculture and what that looks like, then it's in the center of the city, you know? So it's a food desert, right? That's what they say. They call it a food desert. Yeah. Let's figure out a way to fix that, you know, to fix that and bridge the gap.
So what's your goal here is to use this very urban environment to kind of show people that they can access the land even in an urban area?
Yeah, communities, you know, you think of large farms, you don't...
The long history of Black agriculture in this area. It's been cut out of the historical narrative, and Tiffany's work is helping change that by modeling farming as a career. Her goal is to help people of color understand their relationship with food, understand the disparities in the food system, and reclaim the land that their ancestors once worked.
I did kind of look for a place in the community where I knew that there was food insecurities, where I knew that there was issues with homelessness and unhoused people, and just getting access to fresh produce would be an issue. And so, you know, we found a willing property owner who wanted to share earth. And since we've been here, we really just been kind of feeding the community, growing produce, and just trying to get people to understand how important it is to have small-scale farms inside of our communities that are being supported by large rural farms. That's a part of it. That's definitely city. And that happens all day. It's interesting, right? Because when we're talking about marginalized and vulnerable communities, when we talk about brown and Black people, it's kind of having a Black-owned farm across the street from the brown grocery store. But we're in a marginalized neighborhood, you know, where the people do suffer with public safety issues, you know, being in a high crime community or just not having certain resources, you know. But the goal is to change that by being sustainable, you know, creating a place like the farm where people can come to gather, build community, and really just work together.
Lately, the farm hasn't produced much food on its own, thanks to a cow named Zella, and a good deed that Tiffany did in helping an NBA player who reached out looking for advice on purchasing cattle.
We got Zella the cow from former NBA player Gilbert Arenas, and he just kind of reached out. He wanted to get into the cattle business, and he was like, hey, you know anybody that sell cows? Do you sell? I plugged him in with one of my cattle ranching friends, and they connected, and about 2 weeks later, he's like, hey, you want a cow? I'm like, I just told you, yeah, I don't want a cow. Where am I gonna put it? I mean, he sent her, and I didn't know if it was real. You know, I was like, is this for real?
So this cow just shows up on a truck?
She shows up on a trailer. He's like, she'll be there on the 14th at 10 a.m. And I'm like, what? They just opened the trailer and let her out and left.
Good luck.
Yeah, I'm like, well, wait a second.
So you just figured it out?
We just figured it out. Me and the kids. I really, really wanted to be a learning space. I really want my farm to be a place where children can come, adults can come, elders can come. We can all come together and learn from one another.
Zella, who spent her days lounging along the cinder block wall between a housing project and the farm, has eaten everything in sight. And so, It was time to find her a bigger home. But she became a kind of mascot for the neighborhood, a source of joy and amusement.
She outgrew the spaces, so we want to get her into a breeding program. Now that she's gone, the neighbors ride by on their bikes. They're like, "Where's Zella? Where's the cow?" And I'm like, "Oh, she's gone." But we'll be back. So we've been talking about swapping out calves.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, where's Ella now?
Right now, Zella is in Luli.
Mm-hmm.
She's with a friend of mine, Deidre Steens, at her ranch.
What would be the dream scenario for you in what you're trying to do?
I would love to be able to own our farm here in the neighborhood and to be able to have enough for my family to be able to get our own land, maybe like 5 acres, some rural stuff ranch like Deidre, but still have this as a business.
Mm-hmm.
Still have it and turn it into a commercial kitchen
Mm-hmm.
where we can pull things out of the field,
Yeah.
take them right into a home, prep them, prepare them, do farmers markets on the property, continue to do our hot food, hot meals on Tuesdays from the property. But yeah, the ultimate goal is to buy.
The descendants of many Black farmers moved to the city to put a traumatic history behind them. But as properties become redeveloped and less affordable, people are becoming displaced again, making it even more difficult for families to own their own land and build generational wealth.
So this is kind of like the gentrification. You can kind of see the neighborhood, the old apartments that are coming down.
It is interesting. You do see a lot of new development in this neighborhood, and there's a big contrast between what was and what's coming and what is. And do you think it's good for the neighborhood? Do you think it's problematic?
I think that it's good for the neighborhood as long as we're able to have places like the farm.
Yeah.
As long as we're able to have businesses or have access to the communities. A lot of Black people, a lot of brown people, we get displaced. We're not able to stay and afford it in the communities that we grew up in anymore. And being able to find communities where you can live comfortably, you want to be able to enjoy it. You want to be able to go outside and see the parks or see beautiful flowers. I don't think that should just be for one community or one side of town.
Yeah.
If we're going to do revitalization and resilience across the board, you have to reach into the communities that get forgotten about. We just turn it into places where agriculture is a part of the neighborhood and call it the agri-hood.
I love that. And agriculture and nature and the land is such a healing thing. It's good for mental health.
Right.
It's just good for well-being and just overall happiness. I just think being outside in nature is just a basic human right.
Right.
And so the question becomes, how do Black families reclaim their legacy and right to land that their ancestors made profitable, when their labor formed the backbone of the nation's first economy? Finding ways to engage and inspire her surrounding community to feel ownership of their neighborhood is part of what brings Tiffany delight. She is one of the heroes that remain, determined to keep retelling the story of Black American farmers. The share of Black farmers has declined over the last century. Today, just 1.4% of farmers identify as Black, compared to 14% 100 years ago. Those that remain find strength in community. Connecting with other people who share the same values and are on the same mission is what lights Tiffany up. She and Deidre Steen are the perfect duo, on a mission to empower people of color to own and work their ancestral land. Deidre's ranch is Zella's new home. Deidre is a fourth-generation rancher who owns and works land where her family once toiled as slaves and later sharecroppers. She grew up in the freedom colonies nearby, small communities formed and farmed by freed men and women in the years immediately after the Civil War, usually outside more established towns. Deidre went to law school to help re-establish her community's connection to the land as she witnessed minority landowners have their land taken away from them through legal loopholes and exclusion from USDA programs. In a business that has become about chemical fertilizers, crop rotations, and foreign markets, Deidre's approach is centered around the benefits of regenerative agriculture.
We've actually participated in a program called EQIP. That's a program through the Natural Resource Conservation Service. But it's like, how can we accomplish these things without having to have the big machinery? Because that's a huge expense that for most farmers, without those programs, it's hard to afford it. Putting more hooves on the ground in a smaller area, we can actually accomplish the same types of things.
She conducts workshops about soil health, soil management, and rotational grazing. And through her work, she helps people recognize the economic benefits of doing things sustainably. Today, Deidre's 220-acre ranch is transitioning to become a regenerative agriculture demonstration site, planting native and improved grasses on land where she stopped using fertilizer 7 years ago. She teaches others these same methods, and also focuses on how to make farmland profitable as a way to bring young people back to the land.
They've been able to introduce native seeds, native grass seeds.
Really?
And that is really helpful in, being able to long-term get the soil and the grasses back to a natural state.
So I imagine that the planting of native grasses is really what helps the soil stay enriched versus just depleted from
Correct.
use and wind and rain and all of that.
Yes.
Yeah, we prefer the native. One of the reasons is because native seeds, it's like they're already in your seed bed. They're already growing. Yeah. They're already there. Our family has been in Caldwell County. We know since the early 1800s. Our great-great-grandfather, he actually purchased land here in the county as early as 1867.
Wow.
So not just that we've been here, but to be able to come out of slavery and 2 years later purchase property.
Deidre is also the founder of Black Gold Resourcing, which provides outreach and technical assistance to marginalized minority farmers in South Central Texas. She's an advocate with a talent for historical detective work.
Somebody has to have that representation, and carry that torch. And it feels good. I feel like a lot of times we're on the right track. The fact that we're still able to do that and hold those roots and have those memories is special. It's a lot to overcome, but I'm like, well, how dare me think about what we've been through, because the people that came before us, now they really had the fact that they passed land on is amazing to me.
Her family is such an inspiration, right? For somebody like me who lost that generational opportunity to live on the land or continue farming and growing. So everything that she does, in my mind, is there to help us come back to what we lost. So really working with her, was it trying to get me?
Trying to get both of us.
So when it comes to working with her and all the knowledge that she has and everything, I'm just so fortunate because I can take those things back into the city and really work with the community. And that's where we come in together to kind of bridge those gaps.
Yeah,
and really, keep that strong face of Black agriculture.
It seems like you're both really trying to show people that it's accessible no matter your circumstances, that you can access the land in so many ways.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And there, peeking out of the brush, is that cow they are raising, the one and only Zella.
Zella! She's like, I'm a real cow now. I'm a country cow.
So what's the plan with Zella?
Zella is actually going to be in our breeding program. So she's out here. These are all mama cows. So she will get bred probably sometime in the spring. She'll be of age and ready to go. She'll be a mama. She won't be a brisket. Yeah.
Yes, and that is so exciting, right? I think for me, having her and having calves is really about keeping it going with the kids, especially the city kids. Because you've been trying to swap out. Like, I'm going to bring you some goats. I'm like, no, I gotta plant lettuce this week.
Georgia, I'm so impressed. You're not scared of these things, but you said you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Georgia's all out in the outback.
She's like, this is nothing. When are we riding?
She's like on the journey.
All this time we had to prove that we could stand here too.
His name's Rick.
He's only like 5 months old.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Take him back to where you got him from. He's huge.
Hey.
We're on the edge of a moment, been out of our depth, now we're diving in. The light up ahead.
Goats are new to the ranch. We're learning. It's a way we're trying to diversify our operation and have income other than just cattle, because they only have one calf.
Good for curry.
Goats can breed twice a year. So, great.
Letting go.
Grant is ready. Grant's like, don't get me started. Gotta love a young black boy with a lasso.
We're on the edge of a moment, been out of our depth, now we're diving in. The light up ahead, we're running to it. We're on the edge, now we're diving in.
Family collard recipe. Daedra's grandmother, Lily Ball, came from a large farming and homesteading family in the Zion Hill and Jake's Colony Freedom colonies. Daedra describes herself as a product of sharecroppers and homesteaders who taught her a lot about cooking, food, and community.
With the collard greens, we're gonna dice the onion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also gonna dice a little of this bell pepper.
Okay.
We'll saute this in the pot in some rendered bacon fat.
Great.
Along with some fresh garlic.
Nice. So we're doing half of an onion diced, half of a bell pepper diced.
Right.
And then once you have this diced, you just kind of should we just put it aside, or you throw it in the pot?
So we'll set the onions aside,
Okay.
and then we'll get the bell peppers added. Let's dice the garlic.
Okay.
All this is gonna go into a pot and render down. We'll add the greens to it.
Nice. What kind of fat are you using?
I'm gonna use some bacon fat.
The best kind.
I know it.
It looks like you've got all different kinds of greens, more than just collards here. You've got kale, Swiss chard. What's that about?
I wanted to incorporate these, kind of do a twist on collard greens and incorporate the Swiss chard and this dino kale, which is like
beautiful kale.
Yeah,
That's
so good for you, right?
Do you keep the stems on?
I don't keep the stems on.
Okay.
So we
strip them right off.
Strip them off of the stems, especially the tough part.
Yeah.
And then I usually fold them and give them a mid cut, and then just slice them on those.
What's on the full menu for tonight?
So on the menu today, we have some of our farm fresh tenderloin steak.
Wow, what a treat.
Yes, tenderloin. We're gonna have these pristine produce, fresh greens, and we'll have sides of mashed potatoes and Mexican rice.
Amazing.
So this reminds me growing up in Kingsbury, Texas, and being at my grandmother's house when all my aunts are in the kitchen cooking. Usually there's like laughter and, and good conversation happening with the women around the table.
Food is so nostalgic. I think that's why I love food so much, is that it has that nostalgia to it.
Nostalgia, right?
Look at this beautiful pile of greens.
It is beautiful and healthy looking. And it's going to taste great.
All right, let's put them in the pot.
All right, let's do.
Okay, we got our pot heated up, and we got, look at this, we have a little container for bacon.
I know.
Love it. How much do we put in there?
We're going to put, that whole scoopful right there. Okay. Was that about 2 tablespoons?
Yeah.
So that's going to start sizzling a little bit.
It's already going.
Yep. So we can go ahead and add our diced bell pepper, onions, and garlic. Yeah.
It's going to start smelling really good.
Absolutely. Also, this is a stage. I actually salt these.
Okay.
It's a little.
Me too. It helps release that moisture.
That's right. You get all the juices out in our pan.
Look at that. So how long does this total recipe take typically?
I have a little trick. Some people cook greens for maybe four hours.
I've heard that.
Yeah, they take a long time to cook, but I have a secret.
Okay.
My grandmother shared with me a long time ago. I put a little bit of vinegar in my water,
And the vinegar helps the leaves and everything to tinder and soften down really nicely. We can add our hot water to the pot. Fourth a cup of broth to this.
Nice.
Now the next step is going to be, we're going to put all the greens in here. One of the other things that I like to do, and I feel like it's very important when we're cooking greens, is to add meat. So I'm going to add this. This is some smoked ham. You can also, a lot of people use bacon, smoked turkey, smoked neck bones. Any of the meats that are smoked are really delicious in greens. Plus, it helps with some of that salting and just flavoring through and through.
It just adds to that richness.
Yeah. All right. It's gonna be so good. Yeah, it is.
With a mix of greens from our gardens and beef from Daedra's ranch, we have dinner with those ancestors that came before them set at the end of the table. A reminder that their work is what allowed this moment. My great-grandfather was from Caldwell, Texas. His name was George W. Gray, and he was a writer. I was named after him, and he moved to the Northeast, lived a full life, and passed away before I was born. Even though I never met him, my grandmother said that reading my books was like hearing her father talk. Our cadence was the same. It's amazing how powerful genetics and ancestry can be, and that I unwittingly find myself not just back in Texas, but near the place of his birth, breaking bread with its people. It's funny that no matter how much we may try, our roots run deep and pull us back. And I think mostly that is a good thing.
Yes, hey y'all. Yes, I hope y'all enjoyed it. That did air on PBS Passport on pbs.org here in Austin. I was super happy and excited. She had reached out to us. It was probably in November of 2023, and we scheduled some time to do filming. We actually filmed in, I think it was January. That was cilantro out there. I had just put it in. So yeah, that was January. I had the last winter's cilantro I put in. And we filmed in January, and then it actually aired on PBS this year, April 21st of 2024. So, I mean, it's a lot. I be busy. It's a lot of stuff that goes on with the farming. I want to answer some of y'all questions. Yes, CC. So us moving from the property, it was more of a decision the property owner wanted to make. She owns the property. I own the farm business. She was looking for a farmer to do some type of programming or something on a property. She just wanted to preserve the space. She wanted to see like a food truck or something. And so when I left farm school, I connected with her and I just started my business. I got me a LLC. I was a veteran, so I didn't have to pay for it. The LLC was free. Got the LLC and then just went into business, got a sales license, sales and tax permit, and we just pop shop in the yard. We don't do nothing big. Whatever we had at the time, we was selling it. A lot of stuff we gave away, and then it kind of just became more of a place where we built partnerships with like other food pantries. So some food pantries were just way bigger and would have extra stuff. And so they would bring, I think I got posted some pictures. They would bring a lot of the extra food stuffs that they had to the farm and we would just kind of set it up. We would do it every the last Tuesday of every month. And some of it was prepared food. So we warm it up, get plates, set it up, the take home trays. give it out as dinner, and then they could like get groceries, beans, stuff, or just do like free food. So it went from being more of a farm business to kind of like I wasn't making no profit because I was giving everything away. It's just something I do. I don't know. I guess it's like the candy lady in the neighborhood. You supposed to be selling the candy to the kids, but sometimes you give a couple of the kids free candy because you know they mama ain't getting no stamps and don't got no money. So ah, don't judge me. Um, so it became a thing. But so we were able to work with Deidre and some USDA programs and the property owner for safety reasons, just because the area was is a high crime area. She didn't want to have it be zoned residentially anymore. So thank you, Lonnie. Thank y'all. She didn't want it to be zoned residential anymore. So she wants to change the zoning. So because it's not gonna be residential, we have to move, but we still are working on a partnership with the property owner and the city of Austin to um, get incentivized by the city's historical farmland preservation bonds and grants to renovate the property and then come back in with our farm programming. We did an internship last school year, the 2023-24 school year, with the Clifton Career Development School. We're teaching some seniors some life skills and how they can get into horticulture or agriculture once they graduate from high school, which was really cool. So, I mean, I was telling my husband last night. I was saying I think it's weird. It's kind of crazy how I go on YouTube to kind of like just decompress from my what's going on around me in my real life, just to kind of share my story, document it, talk about my journey. That's I come on my YouTube for that. And I was telling him it was crazy because I see people go into their real life to leave YouTube. So I was like, I just kind of see that is a thing. Like people actually finally eventually get off of YouTube after they done crashed out to go into their real lives. But I actually come on here because I probably crashed out so many times behind this damn farm. I was going to war with the city with the city of Austin, real war. Um, yeah. For is this for who did you reach out to for? I can take that away. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I be going to. I be tripping. You know what? I grew some purple broccoli. It was purple sprouting broccoli for real. But yeah, that's it. What up, Bup? Yeah, man. Bupper, we got good news. Zella's pregnant. Zella's pregnant. She gonna be dropping any day now. Any day now. In about a month. They told me in about a month or so. I was like, are you gonna record it? Deja was like, record it. I said, fuck it, I'm gonna get my cow a GoPro. So if we don't miss it at all. So we don't miss nothing. Hey, what you doing? You busy?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a showing.
Oh, okay. Nothing. I was just calling you. I wanted to talk to you about Zella, girl. I was over here excited. I don't know if you see me tear up. I almost cried.
Yeah.
From my pregnant cow.
No, but I'll call you after we finish showing this building.
Okay.
We'll chit chat. Okay.
All right. Later.
All right. Later.
Shoot. I got the look. Now I'm like a worried mama. I'm calling every minute to check on my pregnant cow. Deja probably like, girl, don't you start that shit with me. I did. I got so excited. I hugged her so hard. But anyways, y'all, that's it. I've been on here for 3 hours again. Let me go start this damn what are we having tonight? So I ended up not cooking the spaghetti the other night. because my husband brought home barbecue and ribs and stuffed bell peppers, black eyed peas, and Brussels sprouts. So we ended up not cooking spaghetti. So I cooked the damn spaghetti. Yeah, that's why I say keep doing you. It's already your person. Thank you. I appreciate it. So I'm about to go cook this spaghetti for this man and these kids for when they get out of work and schools. I'm gonna have to cook 2 meals because when they get home from school, they be hungry, and then by the time it's dinner time, 7, 8 o'clock, they hungry again. So I'm gonna figure out something. I'm gonna have to make a lot of food. But yeah. But anywho, later, y'all. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming through, Lonnie. I appreciate you, man. Peace out. Queen Regina, if you got to the end of this video later, appreciate you for stopping through. Appreciate it. Look forward to our next chit chat. Later.